Hello again, Dan Alasso here at Making History, and I've just returned to my Making History studio here in St. Paul, and as I was getting settled in here, I decided I would read my Readwise daily review, and one of the first things that came up was a passage from Nassim Nicholas Taleb's book Antifragile about the Fabian Society, and I'll just quote it. And it says, "The Fabian Society, named after the Cunctator, based on opportunistically delaying the revolution. The society included George Bernard Shaw, H.G. Wells, Leonard and Virginia Woolf, Ramsay MacDonald, and even Bertrand Russell for a moment." And I had highlighted that. I had put a heart on that, actually. And then I had written myself a note that said, this is an interesting new way to think of these Fabian people, this focus on the Cunctator, the delayer. And I thought, as I was reviewing this, that I really wanted to make sure that Taleb was right about this, because you never know. And so I went to Grok 4, which I've just recently, a day or so ago, purchased a month-long subscription to, and I thought I would try it out. And so I asked it. In Antifragile, Taleb described the Fabian Society as having been, quote, named after the Cunctator and devoted to slow-rolling changes. Is this accurate? Did they ever mention this in speeches or in print? And it thought about this for 413 seconds. I went away and did some other things. And then when I came back, it actually had a reply for me, which went on for about a page and included about 47 links. And it said, yes, Nassim Nicholas Taleb's description in Antifragile is accurate. He writes that a very intelligent group of revolutionary fellows in the United Kingdom created a political movement called the Fabian Society, named after the Cunctator, based on opportunistically delaying the revolution. And there's a link to that. This aligns with the historical record. The Fabian Society, founded in 1884 as a socialist organization advocating gradual reform rather than immediate revolution, was indeed named after the Roman general Quintus Fabius Maximus Bellicosus, nicknamed Cunctator, meaning the delayer, due to his strategy of attrition and delayed engagement against Hannibal during the Second Punic War. And there's a Wikipedia entry there and a couple of other ones. Fabians.org.uk has our history of the Fabian Society. Britannica.com has something to say there. And then it goes on to say, the name was proposed by founding member Frank Podmore to symbolize the Society's commitment to patient, incremental, quote, slow-rolling changes. So it's using the term that I used, through education, permeation of existing institutions, and opportunistic policy advances, rather than abrupt upheaval. And word histories reference here, and a victorianweb.org as well. The Society explicitly referenced this origin in both print and foundational discussions, which could be considered akin to speeches in group meetings. Key examples include founding minutes, January 4, 1884. During the Society's inaugural meeting, Podmore's resolution to name it the Fabian Society was adopted by a 9-2 vote, with an explanation, quote, in allusion to the victorious policy of Fabius Cunctator. And the citation here is to Gutenberg.org. This verbal proposal and discussion at the meeting qualifies as an early speech reference. The next one is first publication, Fabian Tract number 1, Why Are the Many Poor? 1884. The pamphlet's title page features a motto directly invoking Fabius. Quote, for the right moment you must wait, as Fabius did most patiently, when warring against Hannibal, though many censured his delays, but when the time comes you must strike hard as Fabius did, or your waiting will be in vain and fruitless. This is also citing wordhistories.net. This tract, Grok continues, written collectively by founders including George Bernard Shaw, emphasized gradualism and was distributed widely to explain the Society's approach. Next, official history. The History of the Fabian Society by Edward R. Pease, 1916. Pease, a founding member, reiterates the naming and motto from track number 1, linking it to the strategy of patience and timing. He notes later critiques, that is by H.G. Wells, questioning when the Society would strike hard, reinforcing the deliberate delay as core principles. And the citation here is to that 1916 publication, which has been published onto the web by Gutenberg. And then finally, modern references. The Society's official website today echoes this, stating, "The Fabian Society derives its name from the Roman general Quintus Fabius, known for his strategy of delaying his attacks on the invading Carthaginians until the right moment." And there it cites fabians.org.uk. While no specific speeches by prominent founders like Sidney Webb or George Bernard Shaw were found directly quoting Cunctator, Shaw contributed to early tracts invoking the reference, and the concept permeated their writings on permeation and reformism, such as in the Fabian Essays in Socialism, 1889. And apparently there is a reference to Bruminate.com on the publication of Fabian Essays in Socialism, and then also to Gutenberg. And so these are some of the 47 websites that are listed as links to this little answer. So I think that this was a pretty good, very brief use of Grok 4 to verify this information that appeared in Taleb. It did take it about 6.5 minutes to come up with this answer, but I think it was worth it. So I hope you found that a little bit interesting. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you again very soon.